Soft sunlight graces the rooftops, painting the Middle Eastern neighborhood in a warm, hopeful glow. Amira stands silhouetted in her window, a solitary figure against the awakening world. Her gaze is fixed on the horizon, lost in contemplation as the sun ascends. The distant call to prayer rises, a melodic echo weaving through the tranquil morning air. The sound fades, leaving only the gentle whisper of the wind dancing through the alleyways. Amira remains at the window, absorbing the quiet beauty of the dawn. In the quiet of her small, tidy room, Amira adjusts her hijab, her reflection showing a blend of youth and fatigue. A thin mattress lies neatly in the corner, a testament to simple living. Books and a Quran adorn a shelf. Amira gazes into the mirror, her eyes reflecting a deep inner conflict. Her voice, soft yet resolute, fills the small room with a heavy truth. I am 23, old enough to know what I want, but not old enough to choose, Amira whispers to her reflection. The kitchen awakens to the scent of bread and weak tea, a humble start to the day. Fatima moves with a quiet weariness, her practiced movements echoing in the stillness. Her face is etched with lines of worry, a silent story etched in every crease. She watches Amira with a mother's concern, her eyes holding a depth of untold stories. Amira, eat something before your father wakes up, Fatima urges gently, her voice soft. The aroma of bread fills the air, a temporary comfort against unspoken anxieties. In the dimly lit kitchen, a silent dawn breaks as Amira sits, her face etched with concern and fatigue. The air hangs heavy with unspoken anxieties, shadows dancing on the walls. Amira's voice breaks the quiet. Mama, you didn't sleep again, did you? Fatima's weary reply fills the space. Your brother was coughing all night. A shared glance underscores their bond, a silent promise of resilience in the face of hardship. Amira softly enters Yusuf's room, her eyes adjusting to the dim morning light filtering through the curtains. Yusuf lies frail in bed, the white sheets nearly consuming him, a silent testament to his struggle. Medicine bottles and tubes stand as solemn guardians around Yusuf, a stark reminder of his condition. His voice, thin but hopeful, cuts through the quiet. Amira, did you bring the dates? In Yusuf's room, Amira fights back tears, a fragile smile gracing her lips. Her hands tremble as she offers dates to Yusuf, a gesture laden with unspoken emotion. The air is thick with suppressed feelings, a silent promise hanging between them. Of course, she replies softly, her voice catching slightly, betraying her inner turmoil. Her eyes lock with Yusuf's, a poignant declaration echoing in the quiet room. I'd never forget you. The kitchen fills with the heavy tread of Ahmad, Amira's father, his presence immediately imposing. Ahmad's voice cuts through the morning quiet. Why is breakfast late? Fatima stammers, caught off guard by his tone. Her words tremble with a mix of fear and apology. I'm sorry. She attempts to explain, desperation lacing her voice. Yusuf, he settles into a chair, his gaze intensely fixed on Amira, a silent interrogation in his eyes. Ahmad's sharp words slice through the tension. Excuses don't fill stomachs. His gaze intensifies, driving home the point. You're still not married. In the kitchen, Ahmad's weary face reveals his resolve. Amira watches, her expression a fragile mix of hope and dread. Ahmad breaks the silence, his voice heavy with a decision. I spoke to someone again. Amira's plea hangs in the tense air, her voice laced with worry. Father, please. The weight of unspoken fears fills the kitchen, as the future hangs precariously between them. Sunlight floods the kitchen, each dust mote illuminated as Ahmad and Amira stand amidst a tense silence. Ahmad's serious gaze is unwavering as he breaks the silence, revealing a name that hangs heavy in the air. His name is Hassan, Ahmad says. He owns businesses, properties. He is respected. Amira fidgets, her eyes darting nervously as she gathers the courage to respond to her father's words. Amira's voice trembles as she begins to object. Father, he is... Inside the kitchen, Ahmad stands firm, his voice gaining intensity. Fatima's gaze is downcast, a silent contrast to Ahmad's rising passion. Ahmad's voice echoes. Hold? Yes. So what? Stability has no age. Silence hangs heavy as Fatima absorbs his words, her expression unreadable. Ahmad's voice breaks the silence. He can pay for Yusuf's treatments. He can lift this family out of shame. Amira's question hangs in the air, laced with vulnerability. What about me? A heavy silence descends, amplifying the unspoken tensions and unspoken fears that permeate the room. In the kitchen, Amira faces her father, Ahmad, across the table, the weight of unspoken words hanging heavily in the air. Amira's eyes blaze with determination as she breaks the silence, her voice resonating with newfound resolve. Father, I want to choose who I marry, she declares, her words a challenge to tradition. I want love, respect, I want to be seen, Amira pleads, her vulnerability exposed in the stark kitchen light. Ahmad remains silent, his expression unreadable, as his daughter's heartfelt plea hangs in the balance. The kitchen smells of disinfectant, a stark contrast to the comforting aroma of tea. Worn cabinets and old linoleum tell tales of time in the small, cluttered kitchen. Ahmad's stern voice breaks the silence. Love doesn't pay hospital bills. Amira's eyes flash with defiance. I am not a transaction, she declares, her voice trembling. Ahmad retorts coldly, You are my daughter, and this family comes first. Dim light paints long shadows across Amira's room as Fatima enters, a heavy silence hanging in the air. Amira sits on the bed's edge, her form trembling with suppressed emotion, a portrait of quiet despair. Fatima's voice cracks with empathy, a raw ache resonating in her tone. My heart. Tears stream silently down Amira's face, reflecting the dim light like shattered stars. Fatima's helpless vow echoes in the room. If I had power, I would stop this. In her small room, Amira stands, her face etched with worry. Then why don't you? Amira asks, her voice tinged with desperation. Fatima's weary voice cracks. Because I am tired, because we are poor, because Yusuf might die. Silence hangs heavy as Amira struggles with Fatima's bleak words. Amira covers her face, a gesture of utter despair. In the soft glow of a bedside lamp, Amira kneels on her prayer mat, a figure of devotion amidst the still of night. Tears stream down her face, each drop a glistening testament to her inner turmoil and silent prayers. Her voice cracks with emotion as she pleads, Ya Allah, don't make me choose between my freedom and my brother's life. The weight of her impossible choice hangs heavy in the air, a palpable burden in the quiet room. Don't test me beyond what I can bear, she whispers, her words a raw, desperate plea against the encroaching darkness. In the dim of her room, Amira sits on her bed, her silhouette framed by the window. City lights flicker outside, painting her face with fleeting shadows. Her gaze drifts over the cityscape, lost in thought. A resolute glint sparks in her eyes, cutting through the darkness. Amira's voice, soft yet firm, echoes in the quiet room. If my life must change, it will be on my terms, even if the cost is everything. Every choice has a price, but some prices are demanded before you even agree to pay. Amira did not sleep that night. Dawn came quietly, but her heart was loud with fear. Fatima rushes to open the door. A tall, well-dressed, middle-aged man stands outside. He smiles politely, too politely. Peace be upon you. And upon you, please come in. Amira freezes in the hallway. Ahmad enters, unusually pleased. Amira, sit. Hassan places a thick envelope on the table. I have already spoken to the hospital. Yusuf's treatment can begin immediately. Amira's breath catches. What? Do you mean already? Ahmad avoids her eyes. I accepted his proposal last night. Silence crashes down. You accepted? Without me? You should be grateful. Many girls would beg for this opportunity. Amira's hands tremble. Later that day, Amira overhears Fatima whispering on the phone. Yes, the hospital said the medicine must start this week or Yusuf won't make it. Mama, how much does it cost? Fatima looks away. More than your father has ever earned in his life. Amira realizes something terrifying. Hassan requests to speak with Amira alone. I am not a cruel man, Amira. I offer security. You offer a cage. He smiles calmly. Your brother is alive because of me. Amira's face pales. And he stays alive because you say yes. That night, Amira sits beside Yusuf. Amira, Baba says you're getting married. She forces a smile. Maybe. Is it my fault? Her heart shatters. Never say that, never. Yusuf grips her hand. I don't want to live if you're unhappy. She turns away, sobbing silently. In the dimly lit kitchen, Fatima stands at the sink, lost in thought as she stares into the soapy water. Worry etches lines onto her face as she mechanically washes the dishes, her movements slow and deliberate. Her eyes dart nervously towards Yusuf's closed bedroom door, a silent question hanging in the air. She returns to the task at hand, but her mind is clearly elsewhere, troubled by unspoken fears. The clatter of dishes is the only sound, punctuating the heavy silence of the night. Amira walks, hijab tight, through the vibrant street. Each step echoes her somber mood amid the bustling crowd. Vendors display fruits and spices, a burst of color against Amira's shadowed figure, heightening her isolation. The air buzzes with the sounds of the market, yet she seems lost in her thoughts. Her eyes search the distance, a flicker of hope or despair in their depths. In the sterile hospital waiting room, Amira sits, a storm of anxiety brewing within. Her hands betray her inner turmoil, fidgeting nervously as she awaits news. Each tick of the clock echoes the pounding of her heart, a relentless rhythm of dread. Around her, other families share the same vigil, their faces etched with worry. The weight of uncertainty hangs heavy, a palpable presence in the tense atmosphere. Sunlight floods the sterile doctor's office, casting long shadows and highlighting the tense atmosphere. The doctor's face is etched with concern as he sits behind the imposing oak desk. The treatment options are limited, I'm afraid, the doctor says, his voice heavy with regret. Amira and Fatima exchange worried glances as the doctor continues. And the costs, they are, unfortunately, quite high. In the dim light, Amira hunches over her laptop, her face illuminated by the cold glow of the screen. Her brow furrows as she navigates articles about Yusuf's illness, searching for answers in the digital glow. Experimental treatments and support groups flicker across the screen, a desperate hope reflected in her worried eyes. The silence of the room amplifies her anxiety, each line of text a burden on her heart. Amira searches through her father's old documents, desperate. She finds hospital papers. Her hands shake as she reads. The diagnosis was real, but the cost was exaggerated. Amira reads further. Her breath stops. This isn't right. She realizes Hassan owns part of the private hospital. Amira confronts her mother. Mama, Hassan controls Yusuf's treatment. Fatima collapses into tears. Your father didn't know. Hassan promised help long before marriage was discussed. Amira understands. This wasn't charity, this was leverage. Amira prays harder than ever before. Ya Allah, If this is oppression, remove it. If this is a test, show me the way out. She wipes her tears. Something inside her hardens not with anger, but with clarity. The next morning, Amira leaves the house alone. No hijab pin shaking this time, only resolve. For the first time in her life, Amira chose uncertainty over shackles. Hassan's voice echoes in her mind. He lives because of you. Amira whispers back. And I will live because of Allah. Inside the mosque, Amira sits with the congregation, her serene face a beacon of peace amidst the echoing sermon. The Imam's voice resonates, a powerful sermon on faith and perseverance filling the sacred space. Amira seeks solace, her eyes reflecting the vibrant colors cast by the stained glass windows. Light streams through the stained glass, illuminating Amira's face as she finds guidance in her faith. The hall fills with the Imam's words, a testament to enduring strength and unwavering faith. Sunlight floods the bright kitchen as Amira confronts Ahmad, her face tight with suppressed emotion. Ahmad leans against the counter, a picture of nonchalance, as Amira begins. We need to talk about Hassan. What's there to talk about? Everything is arranged. Ahmad retorts, his tone dismissive and cold. Amira's voice cracks with desperation. He's so much older than me, Ahmad. I want a different life. Ahmad's eyes harden. This marriage will secure our future. Think of the financial benefits. What you want is irrelevant. This is what's best for us, Ahmad declares, crushing Amira's hopes. Fatima listens intently, her expression a complex blend of sympathy and growing apprehension. Amira's voice trembles as she whispers, I'm so afraid, Fatima. But I also dream of something more. Fatima fidgets nervously, her eyes darting towards the closed door as the weight of Amira's words settles. I understand, Amira, Fatima replies softly. But Ahmad, he is not easily swayed. Soft lamplight illuminates Amira's room, casting a warm glow on her focused expression as she sits at her desk. A worn leather journal lies open, its pages filled with her thoughts, the pen scratching softly, marking her internal debate. The rhythmic ticking of a clock fills the silence, each tick a reminder of the relentless march of time. Amira pauses, chewing on her pen, lost in thought, her brow furrowed with the weight of her decision. Should I say yes? Can I really spend my life with him? But what if I am making a mistake? Morning light paints long shadows across the kitchen as Amira stands at the stove, a solitary figure in the quiet. With precise movements, she cracks eggs into a bowl, each action measured and deliberate. The clinking of the fork against the ceramic echoes in the stillness as she begins to stir. Her gaze hardens with resolve as she whisks, determination flickering in her eyes. A silent vow solidifies with each turn of the fork, to take control. The simple act of making breakfast transforms into a powerful declaration of independence. The shop bell announces Amira's arrival. Shadows stretch across shelves filled with goods. Ahmad turns, surprise etched on his face as he sees Amira. Amira's expression is resolute as she breaks the silence. We need to talk about my future, Ahmad, she states firmly. Amira faces Ahmad, her eyes glistening, a silent plea hanging in the air. Ahmad sits stoically behind his imposing desk, his expression carefully guarded. Please, Ahmad, consider my feelings. Amira pleads, her voice thick with emotion. I cannot, Amira, Ahmad counters, his words a heavy weight. I have responsibilities. Sunlight floods the sterile hospital room, casting a hopeful glow. A warm smile graces her face as she approaches Yusuf's bedside, her eyes filled with hope. The bag rests gently on the table, releasing the sweet aroma of familiar comforts. Amira's voice, soft but firm, breaks the silence. I promise you that I will do everything I can. Her eyes lock with Yusuf's, conveying a depth of unspoken commitment and unwavering support. His gaze softens, filled with love and concern as he seeks to reassure her of her importance. Please, Amira, he urges, his voice laced with gentle resolve. Prioritize your own happiness. Moonlight paints Amira's room with shadows as she dreams, her face serene, a stark contrast to her waking despair. Her eyes flutter open, the echoes of her dream lingering, a bittersweet reminder of what could be. A newfound determination hardens Amira's gaze, a silent vow to chase the happiness she found in dreams. Sunlight floods the kitchen as Amira stands firm, her face set with resolve. Ahmad slams his fist on the table, his anger erupting. "What? Are you crazy?" Amira declares. "I have decided to reject Hassan's proposal," her voice unwavering. Fatima observes them both, a silent witness, understanding dawning in her eyes. Under humming fluorescent lights, Ahmad sits buried in paperwork, a picture of weary focus. His phone rings, slicing through the monotonous drone, and he answers with a measured, "Hello, Hassan, what's up?" Hassan's voice cracks with despair. "Amira rejected me, Ahmad. Can you believe it?" Ahmad offers a soft reply. "I'm sorry. Maybe it's just not the right time," met with Hassan's bitter, "I'm done trying to be nice." When Allah closes every door you can see, He opens one you never expected. Amira walked through the crowded streets, her mind heavy, her heart raw. She didn't know where she was going, only that she couldn't stay trapped. The community clinic. Amira enters a small community medical center, far humbler than Hassan's private hospital. The walls are worn, but the atmosphere is warm. A sign reads, "Free and low, cost care, donations welcome." She hesitates, then steps inside. At the reception desk stands a man in his late 20s.
Good morning.
Calm, modest, well-groomed. His name badge reads, Dr. Zaid Al-Hashimi, volunteer physician. He looks up respectfully, then immediately lowers his gaze.
Assalamu alaikum. How can I help you?
His voice is gentle, no arrogance, no entitlement. Wa alaikum assalam. I need information about treatment options for a child. Zaid gestures toward a chair, keeping distance.
Please sit. Tell me what's happening.
As Amira explains Yusuf's condition, Zaid listens carefully. He doesn't interrupt, he doesn't judge.
There are alternatives to what you were told. Some hospitals exaggerate costs.
Amira stiffens. How do you know?
Because I left one of those hospitals.
She looks up startled.
I couldn't stay where medicine was used as pressure instead of mercy.
Amira's heart races. You mean?
Yes. I know Hassan.
Why are you here then? Zaid smiles faintly.
Because my risk isn't tied to injustice. And because Allah sees things we don't.
Amira feels something unfamiliar. Safety, not romance, not desire, respect.
I can review your brother's case, but only with your father's knowledge, and only if it's done properly.
Amira nods, surprised. You don't even know me.
I know enough to know what not to do.
That evening, Amira tells her parents about the clinic. Ahmad scoffs.
Free doctors? Lies?
But Fatima listens.
What if this is help from Allah?
Ahmad hesitates. Zaid arrives the next day professionally dressed, calm, respectful. He shakes Ahmad's hand firmly.
I'm here as a doctor. Nothing more.
Ahmad studies him carefully. Zaid lays out the papers.
Yusuf needs treatment, yes. But not at those prices, and not under threats.
Ahmad's face tightens.
Why would Hassan lie?
Zaid meets his eyes.
Because control is profitable.
Amira watches Zaid interact with Yusuf, gentle, patient, encouraging. Yusuf smiles for the first time in weeks.
Are you rich?
Zaid chuckles.
No, but my heart is.
Amira lowers her gaze, heart trembling. Later, Amira speaks to her mother. Mama, I feel calm when he's here. Is that wrong?
Peace is never haram.
Zaid prepares to leave. He turns to Ahmad.
If you ever wish to discuss Yusuf's care or your daughter's future, my door is open.
Amira's breath catches. Zaid does not look at her. Respect speaks louder than desire. That night, Amira prays again. Ya Allah, if this is higher, make it easy. If not, remove it gently. For the first time, Amira didn't feel trapped between love and sacrifice. She felt guided. In the soft glow of a bedside lamp, Amira sits on her bed, a silent observer of her own transformation. Her gaze drifts around the room, each corner a silent witness to weeks of change. A subtle smile graces her lips, reflecting newfound strength and independence. The room is filled with a quiet understanding of Amira's journey, a sanctuary of self-discovery. On the neighborhood rooftops, Amira watches as the first light kisses the horizon, painting the sky with hues of dawn. A serene calm washes over her, mirroring the quiet awakening of the city below. The rising sun casts a gentle glow on her face, highlighting a profound sense of peace. She breathes deeply, filling her lungs with the crisp morning air, a moment of pure contentment. The rooftops become her sanctuary, a place where the world stills and she finds solace in the sunrise. Yusuf slowly opens his eyes, a soft light catching the hope in his gaze. A gentle smile graces his lips as he turns his head, finding Amira. His voice, still weak, carries profound gratitude across the quiet room. Thank you for never giving up on me, Yusuf whispers, his eyes filled with love. The room is filled with unspoken emotions, a testament to their enduring bond. Amira strides down the street, her steps firm, head held high, a stark contrast to her recent pain. The sunlight catches her face, illuminating a newfound hope that shines brighter than the shadows she leaves behind. Each footstep echoes with the determination that now fuels her every move, a symphony of resilience. She walks with purpose, unbound by the past, ready to embrace a future she now believes she can shape. Peace never arrives without resistance. For 2 days, Yusuf's condition stabilizes under the community clinic's supervision. Amira dares to hope quietly. Hassan sits in his office. A phone call ends.
She took him out of my hospital?
His assistant nods nervously.
Cancel everything.
At the clinic, Zaid receives an email. His jaw tightens.
They're refusing to release Yusuf's medical history.
Amira's heart drops. Hassan appears at Amira's home unannounced.
I warned you.
You manipulated us.
And I can end this whenever I want.
Ahmad overhears everything. His face burns with humiliation.
You used my family.
You offered them.
Silence cuts deep. You will not buy me with my brother's life. Hassan leaned closer.
Then bury him with dignity.
Amira faints. Chaos. Yusuf is rushed to the emergency room, the same private hospital. Hassan watches from a distance. Zaid storms in, papers in hand.
Legally, you cannot deny care.
Doctors hesitate. Hassan steps forward.
You again.
Medicine isn't your weapon.
And love isn't yours to offer.
Hassan smirks.
Marry her today. I'll release everything.
Amira freezes. Zaid doesn't look at her.
Marriage under coercion is oppression. I won't build my faith on it.
Amira's eyes fill with tears. Ahmad falls into a chair.
I failed as a father.
Zaid hands over documents.
Transfer Yusuf to the public university hospital. I've arranged funding anonymously.
Amira gasps. You sold your clinic shares?
Rizq comes from Allah.
Hassan's smile fades.
You think this is over?
No, but injustice always ends.
Yusuf is admitted. Doctors act quickly. Fatima cries in sujood. Ahmad prays alone for the first time in years.
Ya Allah, I traded my daughter for fear.
Zaid visits again with an older imam. He speaks to Ahmad.
If and only if Amira agrees, I ask for her hand, with no conditions, no pressure.
He does not look at Amira. Ahmad turns to Amira.
For the first time, you decide.
Amira's voice shakes.
I
accept because I feel safe, because I feel seen, because my faith is intact. Hassan's legal influence collapses under investigation. His name fades from power. Amira sits beside Yusuf.
Is he your husband now?
She smiles softly. Inshallah. Amira and Zaid pass each other in the hallway. No touch, no gaze, only dignity. When faith leads, power collapses, fear retreats, and love arrives without sin. Amira stands at the window again, but this time the sky is bright. I didn't lose my family to save myself. I saved myself to save them. The hospital corridor is eerily silent, a stark contrast to the recent chaos. Yusuf sleeps peacefully, connected to machines that hum with life. The rhythmic beeping fills the otherwise quiet space, a constant, reassuring presence. Amira watches Yusuf's chest rise and fall, her gaze unwavering. Months of anxiety begin to dissipate, replaced by a delicate tranquility. A fragile peace settles over Amira as she witnesses Yusuf's serene slumber. In the sterile hospital corridor, a doctor approaches Amira, Ahmad, and Fatima, his expression grave. The doctor's face softens into a gentle smile, offering a glimmer of hope in the tense atmosphere. The treatment is working. He'll need time, but he will live, the doctor announces, a weight lifted from their shoulders. Ahmad whispers, his voice filled with relief and gratitude.
Alhamdulillah.
Amira and Fatima exchange a look of profound relief, tears welling up in their eyes. The corridor, once filled with dread, now echoes with quiet hope and renewed strength. Amira emerges from the sterile hospital doors, her face upturned to the vast, sun-drenched sky. Sunlight bathes her face, a gentle warmth against the backdrop of her recent ordeal. A silent reflection dawns within her, gratitude and understanding beginning to bloom. I begged Allah to save him. I didn't know he would save all of us. She reflects, her voice a whisper. A news report plays on Amira's phone. Amira stares intently as a news report unfolds, her expression unreadable. Prominent businessman Hassan Karim is under investigation for medical extortion, coercion, and abuse of power. The reporter's voice echoes, filling the silent room. With a decisive motion, Amira switches off the phone, plunging the room back into a hushed stillness. Amira turns the phone off. No satisfaction, only closure. In Zaid's home, Zaid enters the room, his face etched with professional concern, maintaining a respectful distance from Amira. Zaid focuses his attention on Ahmad, his demeanor calm and collected, a picture of composed professionalism. Amira observes Zaid, a subtle flicker of appreciation gracing her features as she notes his respectful behavior. The quiet room holds unspoken admiration as Amira silently acknowledges Zaid's considerate presence. That night, in the dimly lit room, Ahmad sits opposite Amira, shadows playing across his face, a canvas of deep regret. His voice, heavy with remorse, breaks the silence.
I taught you obedience, but not trust.
Ahmad's desperate plea hangs in the air.
Can you forgive me?
Amira's response, soft yet firm. I don't want to carry anger into my future. Tears stream down their faces, a shared catharsis washing over them in the quiet intimacy of the room. In each other's embrace, they find solace in forgiveness, paving the path to healing. In the quiet of her room, Amira kneels on the prayer mat, hands raised in devotion, bathed in gentle moonlight. Shadows dance softly across her face as she loses herself in prayer. She rises, a serene calm settling upon her features. Ya Allah, don't let love erase my strength, she whispers, her voice barely audible in the stillness. Her plea echoes in the quiet room. And don't let strength harden my heart. In soft daylight, Fatima sits, her hands graceful as she folds the pristine white fabric, preparing for the nikah. The fabric glows softly, a symbol of purity and hope in Amira's home. Fatima's voice tinged with relief.
I never thought I'd see this day without fear.
Sunlight fills the imam's sparse office as Zaid sits, his earnest gaze fixed. Dust motes dance in the light, illuminating the gravity of the moment. Imam's voice resonates, a gentle reminder.
You know marriage brings responsibility.
Zaid leans forward, his resolve unwavering.
I know, and I accept it without conditions.
A solemn promise hangs in the air, sealed by sunlight and unspoken hopes. Sunlight streams into Amira's quiet home, illuminating dust motes dancing in the still air. The imam stands, his presence a comforting weight, as Amira prepares for a life-altering decision. Amira takes a deep, steadying breath, her eyes reflecting a mix of trepidation and resolve. Imam's gentle gaze searches hers, seeking truth and understanding.
Are you accepting freely?
Amira's voice is soft but firm, a declaration of her heart. Yes, with clarity. A serene smile graces her lips as she finds peace. With peace. In a simple room, the nikah commences, bathed in soft daylight. Close family gathers, their faces reflecting warmth and anticipation for the sacred vows. The imam asks,
Do you accept Zaid as your husband?
Amira responds, her voice clear and filled with emotion. I do. The imam asks,
Do you accept Amira as your wife?
Zaid replies, his heart full.
With gratitude.
In the quiet of Amira's home, Amira and Zaid sit apart, a respectful distance maintained between them under soft light. Zaid lowers his gaze, the picture of humility and reverence, a silent promise hanging in the air.
May Allah make me worthy of you,
He says softly, each word a testament to his deep respect. Amira's lips curve into a gentle smile, her eyes reflecting the warmth of her appreciation for his humility. The room is filled with unspoken hopes and gentle respect, the night air thick with the promise of a shared future. Amira, brow furrowed, immerses herself in textbooks, her determination palpable as she returns to her studies. Zaid's eyes reflect exhaustion and unwavering determination in the stark corridors of the public hospital. Laughter, fragile yet full of life, escapes Yusuf's lips, echoing with long-awaited joy. Fatima's practiced movements create a nourishing meal, a symbol of healing and care. Each moment captures a slow, steady journey of healing, painted across their faces and actions. Amira begins volunteering at the clinic, Inside the bustling clinic, Amira moves with purpose, her presence a beacon of hope for the young women gathered. Her eyes reflect a deep understanding as she listens intently, offering comfort and strength with every gesture. Amira speaks, her voice resonating with conviction. Faith doesn't mean silence, it means dignity. Her words hang in the air, a powerful reminder of the strength and resilience within each woman. Sunlight bathes Amira's living room, highlighting a letter on the table, a stark symbol of intrusion. Amira's fingers trace the lawyer's words, her eyes reflecting a battle between defiance and weariness. With resolute steps, she approaches the fireplace, the letter a fragile shield against old wounds. Flames engulf the paper, a silent, fierce declaration of independence as Hassan's influence turns to ash. In the dimly lit room, shadows sway with the candlelight as Zaid looks at Amira, his expression earnest and open.
What do you want your life to look like?
Zaid asks, his voice soft in the quiet space. Amira pauses, her eyes reflecting the candlelight as she considers the weight of Zaid's question. Silence lingers as Amira contemplates, the question hanging heavy in the air between them. No one has ever asked her that before. Inside her home, Amira answers Zaid, her voice ringing with conviction, a challenge in her eyes. I want purpose, not escape, Amira declares, her words hanging in the air. I want to choose, every day, she asserts, her gaze unwavering, demanding the right to her own destiny. Zaid nods, his expression softening with understanding, a silent pledge of support for Amira's fierce autonomy. Outside the clinic, Amira speaks with unwavering confidence, her voice clear and strong. Ahmad watches, his eyes glistening with unshed tears, a silent testament to his overwhelming pride. His heart swells with admiration as he witnesses Amira's strength and resilience. Ahmad whispers, his voice choked with emotion.
My daughter is stronger than my fear ever was.
The clinic fades into background, highlighting the profound connection between father and daughter. Sunlight floods Yusuf's room, illuminating dust motes and the bright promise of a new day. Yusuf's eyes sparkle with youthful ambition as he looks at Amira.
I want to be a doctor, like Zaid.
Yusuf declares, his voice filled with unwavering resolve. Amira laughs softly, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the morning sun and the boundlessness of hope. Her gentle laughter fills the room, carrying dreams as light as the dust motes dancing in the sunbeams. A shared moment of hope hangs in the air, nurtured by love and the bright potential of the future. In the quiet of Amira's home, Amira and Zaid stand shoulder to shoulder, their faces turned towards Mecca in silent devotion. The candlelight casts a soft, ethereal glow as they bow in perfect harmony, their movements a mirror of shared faith. Kneeling in prayer, their serene profiles are bathed in a gentle light, reflecting the depth of their spiritual connection. Their unity transcends the physical, filling the room with a powerful sense of peace and shared belief. Amira stands at the window, light streaming around her, no longer a prisoner but a figure of newfound strength. She gazes out at the world, her eyes reflecting a deep sense of self-assurance and hard-won freedom. A quiet moment of reflection hangs in the air as Amira considers her journey. I wasn't saved by marriage, Amira thinks, her voice a whisper in the sunlit room. I wasn't saved by sacrifice, she continues, her memory sharp but without bitterness. I was saved when I stopped believing my life was negotiable, Amira concludes, her spirit unyielding.